Happy Friday, traders. It's 8:01 a.m. Chicago time on the 15th of October, 2021. This is episode number 2095. Derivatives trading is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. This morning, the market is still in a mild risk on sentiment. 96% of the inventory, the volume inventory for the ES is above yesterday's settlement. So this is simply a continuation of yesterday's rally, strong rally actually, and that's where we stand. This morning, we got earnings from Prologis, JB Hunt, which is logistics, PNC Financial, Truist Financial, Charles Schwab, and Goldman Sachs. Let me see. I didn't get the gold yet. Goldman Sachs announced it beat by 47.68% on 13.608 billion for the quarter. Goldman Sachs came in at $14.93, estimated at $10.11. Just outstanding. This company seems to make money no matter what the market condition is. Charles Schwab, however, it came in almost in line, beat by 3.7%, basically met expectations, and that's where we stand here. We had a market pop on that Goldman Sachs announcement, as well as the U.S. retail sales this morning. After the market, there are no major releases. Right now, what's in focus is the strong Q3 earnings season, but also there's a concern in the market about the energy cost. As you see here, crude oil's pushing $82. I mean, a year and a half, this thing basically, crude oil has had about $125 price swing from the low, from that crash low till now, and is basically up about 150% or something since last year. So it's pretty crazy how far this major macro input product has come along. We see gold holding steady at 1770, and the indices are higher by somewhere between 30 and 60 basis points generally. So that's where we stand. What do we have for today? So this morning we had a bunch of numbers. You all have access to calendars, so you can take a look. But we do have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Prelim, which can be a mover, and then business inventories as well as the monthly budget. And that's what's on deck. Looking at the S&P, we have a P-shape. We had a P-shape profile and kind of still do for the session. This is really a short squeeze continuing. 201,000 contracts, basically almost exactly as where we were yesterday at this time. 96% of the inventory is above settle. So the market inventory is long, and the range is 27.5 points, which is above the mode or the most common value for range in the overnight session, but below what we've seen recently in the overnight session. The high is 44.5375, which was just made a few moments ago, and the point of control is at 44.4350 with the low at 44.2625. Yesterday's settlement was at 44.29 even. So it didn't really dip very much below yesterday's settlement before this rally ensued. Very bullish action. And that's where we stand. So let's quickly move into what was expected yesterday. So yesterday's scenario one, for those who are here, you might recall me talking about the fact that we are opening in a gap. Remember, the prior day's high is 65, really 64.75. The expectation is we would leave a gap. This is what this box is. Expected a test of 92 below. Expected a test of 92 and was looking for a push to 23.25, and the point of control, the MC point of control, at 28.75. So things to remember: a pullback into 92, a push into 0608, then a push into 2325 with the key top at 2875, the MC point of control. Here's what we actually got. Let's shrink this down. There it is. We opened yesterday at 95 and a quarter, 95 and a quarter. We pulled back to 90. Remember, we were expecting 92. Pulled back to 90. We left behind the gap as discussed, as expected, and then we pushed into the through the 4400. We pushed into 10, consolidated in this 10 area, and then we ultimately pushed into the 2875. So pretty much right on target with scenario one yesterday as expected, finishing very strong with a point of control near highs, P-shaped profile, and what this is saying here, this profile is saying here, with the week high close, what this is saying is we are likely to continue higher in the overnight session. So yesterday, those longs could hang on through the overnight session if your plan allows you to, because the finish was very strong. We stayed well ahead of the VWAP here and the mid. Really, this is a trend day type with a strong close. So what we're seeing today is a continuation of that, and that's what we've got here. So here's the reopen. This is a 30-minute bar chart, all sessions. We open right back up at settlement, push immediately to 44.38, pull back to the low at 26 and a quarter, and then shoot back up during the Asian session. And then all of this, there was some news here. The Chinese government is ordering banks to improve mortgage applications more quickly. It's trying to support its real estate market, which has caused the pullback that we've seen over the last few weeks. It is tightening the noose on capitalism in China, but also indirectly supporting Evergrande and these other major property stocks that have taken a beating. So the market's really looking at several pieces here, including the strong earnings yesterday by many different companies that came in with Citigroup announced, Morgan Stanley yesterday, Wells Fargo. I mean, the earnings surprises have been somewhere between 5 and 28%, uh, surprising to the upside. That's quite significant, given that this market seems to be beat up a little bit. So this is where we are. We're continuing our push higher and into the 44.50 mid-century figure. Remember, we were at 43.17 just a day and a half ago. So this is quite a run here. We should probably temper our expectations a little bit. The trade has been pretty good. Here's where we are. We're pushing. We were pushing against the 50 daily moving average. There it is. We're pushing against it yesterday at the 44.30 area. We had the MC point of control 28.75. That area is a pretty decent area for resistance. We were also pushing our volatility sigma levels, but what we're getting into here is this pullback high at the 44.55, 44.55. The high overnight's 53.75. If we take this out, we're likely to see further acceleration into 4,500, and we are back in this kind of noisy area up here from last month, from this time in September. So that's where we stand. You'll have to excuse my voice. I do have a lot of congestion. It's been a pretty harsh week, but Hopefully you can understand me well. I can hardly understand myself. So that's where we stand. One thing I wanted to announce here before we get into the expectations for today. There was a big thing done at Convergent Trading. My birthday was last Monday, a week ago. As a surprise, there was this event where members sent in videos. It was quite incredible. And part of that event, as folks wanted to uh, send something for my 50th, CT has put together a fundraiser. Would love to have you contribute. We set a very modest goal of $2,500. We're about 35% to it. You can contribute to this. This is a donation on your part, a tax-free, a charitable donation on your part. You can go to go2ct.pro/. FT71-fundraise, all lowercase. Again, we're looking to raise $2,500 for Jude's Children Research Hospital, which is a charity that I had worked with, a nonprofit that I had worked with that focuses on children's diseases, mainly cancer for kids, and does incredible work funding research and funding treatment for children with cancer. I would love for you to contribute to this. We'd love to hit this goal, and the money goes directly to them. We don't handle any of it. You're not sending me your money. You're not sending Convergent Trading your money. You're sending this to a website that to an organization that raises money and directly contributes. St. Jude's is incredibly well run. Allocates a huge portion of its revenue to programming versus administration, and it makes a huge difference in children's lives throughout the country. For families that don't have health insurance, watching their kids suffer, St. Jude's is the solution. And so we'd like to support them. Let's take a look at what's expected for today. The link is also in the live chat. Again, it's go to CT, go the number 2 CT.pro/FT71 fundraise. All right, master levels on, stock zone levels on, and here we go. Awesome work, Jay. Love to see you give to this cause again. All right, so we have congestion. Remember, these stock zone lines have been here since the last time we were at this auction location. So it's not like I put these lines here overnight. You can see overnight we stopped right at the 44, 46 stock zone. We've been stuck there for some time. We're remaining above the full session VWAP, full session mid, and we're opening above yesterday's range. The high yesterday's 44.31. So what we have today is another gap up situation, expecting an open auction out of range this morning, with the inventory being as high as it is at 96% currently. Expecting a little bit of a response into the overnight point of control for that statistic at 44, 43.50 consolidation, and then I'm looking for it to breach the overnight high at 53.75. The next key area up is 55, as I had talked about. That was the pullback high in this region. Looking for that to be poked, looking for a spike, and then a consolidation into the close. So we may get, if we pull back to 43, we may get 65. That's relatively modest range here. However, it is Friday, and we've had a pretty good run already. So this is, I'm looking forward to push into 65 as an extended target from a pullback to 43.50. So not very huge, not a very huge range because we're rallying. We're expecting volume to be low. We're expecting the range to collapse. We're expecting the market to grind its way through until it finds sellers. And currently, everything's being done to make sure those sellers keep running away. Below us, 31. Beyond there, we're looking at the 23 area as discussed yesterday. So that brings us to scenario 2. Scenario 2, an open auction that squeezes through the overnight high, pushes the 55, falls through. You'd have to see an impulse down or a large rotation down back to the open, consolidate at the overnight point of control, and then start working itself back towards the 31 for a poke. Not expecting it to push as far as 23, but again, the day range statistic is in play here, so it could push into that 23. That's not much in terms of range, 32 points to the sell side, and then I'm looking for it to kind of hang on to this MC point of control at 28. The MC point of control at the 39 after visiting the 28, 23, 28 area. So these are the two key areas that are likely to be tested below. So the it's important to um, let the market kind of set up a little bit today to see. We're likely to have an open auction on the open. And it's if you shoot off your your wad, pardon the term, in the first 15 or 30 minutes, you may be missing out on some movement in later in the session. It's this is the kind of day we want to wait a little bit for the market to set up. So just don't get overzealous. Don't be a teenager. Hang in there, hold off, and let things set up before you engage. Good luck, and I'll catch you on Monday. Don't forget this fundraiser for St. Jude for my birthday. Would love to have you contribute again. This is for many people, this is a tax exempt contribution, and so would love to see you contribute. Go to ct.pro/ft71-fundraise. Good luck.